This is going to be an interesting video. Well, it's going to be a video for all ages, pretty much. All kids to adults alike. And I'm going to share some experiences that I experienced through all this. Stay tuned. So, my message in the video is going to be watch who you hang out with. I am going to say this, I had some pretty good friends in my life, and I had some that I haven't spoken to because they were pretty bad influence. And some I just don't talk to because of other reasons too. So I'm going to share a bit of a story here and there that maybe people would listen, And number one, I am glad for my mom. Because I would say this, a home cannot function without a mom and a dad present. So I'm glad that she did help me see that sometimes there's some people that are not so very good, and some people they're okay to hang out with. And then she checked out my friends when I was younger and did her best to pull me out of the situation, And I didn't care if it involved moving to a different neighborhood. But I'm going to get into it. So, I was, in the year 2000, I was going to Coastal Bayou Blue School, which is one of the very good schools in Terrebonne Parish. But I didn't start out in a nice home, or so, like nice brick home. I lived in a trailer park going to that school for the first, I think, 3 years. Pretty much, 3 years. And I've had some people that I met, I used to be friends with, but there's some people I just don't talk to anymore because they were up to trouble, if you understand. So when I moved in, and my parents did too, and this is annoying. When I moved in to that place, we were just noticing some stuff. Like, number one, there was one girl I knew. Her name was Megan. Megan Dupre. I'm going to use her name just to put it out there. Because I no longer associate with her anymore. I don't talk with her. Well, here was that. Because, we used to live next door to each other. Long time ago. And my parents used to have this one mission, bringing kids to church. And, there were times she didn't want to go to church. So, my mom, and I'm glad for her, she kind of was a strict one towards me about that too. That, she didn't let that happen to me. She said, no, you're going to church unless you're sick. You're going to church. And because we're a strict Christian background, Christian family, we went to church. That's just what we did. Most of the time. So, there were times we caught her stealing stuff from me, like, particularly. And there was this chain my grandma have given me, and we couldn't find it. And we figured it was taken from, by her, pretty much. We kind of hung out, but I kind of realizing why we didn't hang out anymore. And what happened what got me was when we moved out of a trailer park right here in Houma. And my parents were going to do a last cleanup of the place because we moved every appliance, every furniture, all the boxes completely out. And they came to discover that someone had smashed the window where the family computer was, trying to steal it. Like, literally. Yeah, and I'm probably sure they had to let the landlord really know someone smashed that window out of suspicion. And we had other instances of those neighbors too, that they were stealing our water or something like that. It was just pretty crazy. So, the year 2003, my mom, and this was months after she was working at a doctor's office as a nurse. She was saving up money. We was house searching everywhere in this spot that was near the school, that was near everything we were. And we came across the old house that we're just tearing it down. But I think she did that for the best because, because some of those girls were in the trailer park, they were kind of not the best influence, And we were being exposed to fights and all sorts of things in that spot. So, my mom's like, no, we're going to move. We're going to move to somewhere that's quieter, low crime, and this is a low crime hotspot right here. And I was worried if I was going to make new friends on the block. And sooner or later, I saw one girl I knew. We went to the same school and all. And, until she left to go to Evergreen. Then we saw her again on our block. And I was sitting on my front porch one day. And that was the old house. And the fact, she came up to me, and her name was Gypsy. And I used her last name, as I know we still talk. At least. Somewhat. So what it is, she came along with her younger siblings, came to say hello to me. It's like, hey, I just moved here. And that's how it really, really hit right there. And I wouldn't really say anything bad because she never got into any sort of trouble. And my mom wanted me to hang out with people that are not troublemakers, And sooner or later, I met other people and there was other ones that I knew from school that were going to school at that time or whatnot. And we were all just, just hanging. Like it's no one's business, if you understand. And it was like years and years later, and I got into probably high school, maybe a little later. My mom, when she was getting home from work, and she was sitting on her usual, like her chair or something like that, and anytime somebody got arrested, and there was this one day or so that she was looking on the computer or something, whatever it was, and or the newspaper, whatever came first, and she found that Megan has gotten arrested, Megan Dupre, on the theft charges, theft and fraud charges, if you know. And I was like shocked, like to my core shocked. But I found myself with better friends at that time, so I kind of moved on, if you understand. Like I was active, like in band, I was in church, I had a lot of friends, that were good friends and not friends that are troublemakers that get into breaking the law. Which breaking the law is not my thing at all. Because my mom and I, we were trying to make sure my background was clean. So if I got a job or gone to school, that there are certain footsteps it has to follow. Like, because we believe that a bad criminal history can pretty much leave a bad track mark everywhere. So we kind of stayed clear, saying, look, I'm not going to be friends with her. I'm not going to speak to her. And I didn't. Thank goodness. And I kind of over time got into much better friends because I realized the fact I met a lot more people along the way that was going to bring me up and rather than tear me down. And another instance is I was like, watch who you hang out with, because some people could be so very cruel to autistic people, like, or say things that, that just hurts very much. So, I haven't been able to, I'll tell you one thing, this is why I don't, I haven't, hung out with community band people very much. Because here's the why. Because the why part is what this, it was like we were kind of friends at one time, and then it kind of got to the point I messed up, and now we're just no longer talking. But I think, you know what? God has his divine way to tell us no. We don't talk to those people anymore. So I kind of just kept my friends to the minimum. Like, and I get a few friends that I go on the IM with. And some of the friends that are texting me, FaceTiming me, that's the ones I connect with a lot more. Because they're kinder and they're not judgmental and they don't get themselves in trouble at all, Yeah, I do have my battles with some that, they get in trouble at home. That's sort of different, And that's what I just kind of say, look, I can talk to them, I'm going to be your friend, I'm going to care about you. But please do not get in trouble with the law, because it's going to be stupid. And, so, in a way, it makes sense, because then again, I allow myself to say, look, I got good friends that cares, and I just ditch the ones that don't care or gets in trouble a lot. And I want to tell this being the end of my message here, your friends are going to change. For me, it has changed a lot. From my childhood friends to my friends being an adult.